Hi, welcome to the NFPA LiNK YouTube channel. This page is dedicated to answering key questions that you have related to electrical and life safety. And we're going to use NFPA LiNK, which is our digital access to NFPA codes and standards, in order to answer the question. Today I'm going to be talking about integrated system testing requirements in NFPA 101, which is the life safety code. This is something that I get asked quite often more recently now because it's a requirement that was added in the 2018 edition, and we're starting to see jurisdictions start to reference those sections. So we're starting to see those requirements start to be applied in different jurisdictions. So I'm going to use a bookmark here. I've got a bookmark of a section in the life safety code out of chapter 12, which is new assembly occupancies. But I do want to say this basically applies to all occupancies in NFPA 101, new and existing. And the requirement's fairly simple. It states integrated fire protection and life safety systems. It says integrated fire protection and life safety systems shall be tested in accordance with 9.11.4.1. And we're going to go ahead and look at section 9.11.4.1, and we're going to talk about it a little. So looking at 9.11.4.1, the requirements here is for basic testing, and that's going to be the section that's referenced by most of the occupancy chapters. And it's basically a simple requirement here that where two or more integrated fire protection or life safety systems are installed, you've got to test them to verify the proper operation and function of those systems. Now, there's a lot of different integrated fire protection and life safety systems out there. Some of the most common examples would be like elevators and the fire alarm system, or elevators with a water flow switch through the fire alarm system, where if we've got an alarm, elevators are required to recall to the designated floor or potentially the secondary designated floor. And a lot of the requirements in, say, NFPA 72 or maybe even the elevator code, they don't necessarily require you to test that end to end, right? Fire alarm system, you're just confirming that the relays are activating. And the elevators, you're confirming that, once that relay gives that signal to the elevator controller, that it recalls to the proper spot. But nothing's really testing to make sure that everything's working properly. So this requirement saying that when a fire protection or life safety system is tested, then the response of any integrated fire protection or life safety systems need to be verified. Fairly simple, but what you're going to see what that means a lot is whenever you're doing fire alarm testing, you're going to have to confirm a lot of door closures and things like that. But nothing as far as needing to document it or anything like that. Now, when you get into 9.11.4.2, which is NFPA 4 testing, that's when things start to get a little bit more strict as far as how the testing needs to be completed. Now, although that wasn't specifically referenced in chapter 12 that I showed, 9.11.4.2 is NFPA 4 testing, and this is NFPA 4 testing needs to be completed if I have integrated fire protection and life safety systems in a high-rise building, or if I have a smoke control system. So those are going to be triggered from the requirements in the specific chapters where I have a high-rise building, or if I have a smoke control system. It's going to send you to 9.11.4.2. This is saying that for new buildings, integrated testing in accordance with NFPA 4 needs to be conducted prior to the issuance of certificate of occupancy. And then for existing buildings, I need to do integrated testing in accordance with NFPA 4 at intervals not exceeding 10 years, unless otherwise specified by the integrated system test plan. Now, NFPA 4 is a document that doesn't give you prescriptive requirements on integrated testing. It sets up a procedure that needs to be followed. You need to build a team, an integrated system testing team that goes through and tests all these systems. You need to have an integrated system testing agent, and that person's going to be knowledgeable and qualified and understand how all these systems work together. They're going to create a plan of all the testing that needs to be completed. It's all going to have to be documented. Then they're also going to come up with an interval of how often these systems need to be retested. So we see a maximum of 10 years, but sometimes the integrated test plan might require something more often than that. And then if I have an existing building, I need to, once this requirement comes into play, then I need to look into getting an integrated testing plan written. I'm going to have to do a retroactive integrated system test on my building. So I hope that provided some insight into the integrated testing requirements in NFPA 101. If you want to learn more about NFPA LiNK and how you can use it to look at those requirements in a little bit more detail, you can go ahead and head to nfpa.org/link.